We made it through the difficult times, if you are like I had to go through, and everything's okay. It's a miracle. Okay. Here's something funny I was going to say. A fly egg. Crazy as shit, man. I was scared of it. I was scared, and everything's okay, and everybody's godly and good again. I didn't turn into a fly. I didn't turn into a fly. A black person did. A black person did. That's my comedy. That's meant as a comedy act. It's a narrative storytelling. You know, I'm not crazy. I'm not really crazy. I have a little anxiety and I take medicine for it and stuff. I might take my medicine. Oh, I've had enough of it, you know. I might take my medicine. Hi. It's under control. It's under control. Who's that? Some guy who makes movies in North Carolina or somewhere. And he's a different guy. He was like a filmmaker like me. And I haven't been making any films in years. I haven't made a film, well, I made some, but not a movie. Not a feature-length movie, unless it was like, oh, I don't know what. I have no idea. I've made some films every year. Here, once in a while, you have to look through maybe 1,000 videos or 400 videos or 200 videos. And I've been making films too. The whole time. I didn't realize it, but I haven't made like my best work, like really good stuff that's, I don't know, you know. This is an energy drink. I hadn't had caffeine in many days. I hadn't had caffeine in many days. So I guess I've been making films too. I have about 80 films that I made. 80, maybe 100, I don't know. But the good, what's cool? How is cool? What does that have to do with anything, Danica? Danica, I'm not the fly, I'm not Jeff Goldblum. Danica, what does cool have to do with anything? Was that something wrong that I said? I don't know. I must have sinned at something. Hi, are you watching this, Danica? What does cool have to do with anything? Well, we made it through the difficult times and now it's okay. That's what I know from how it was last night. And people were godly and good again. I think something affected the country and made people more sinful. There are many others who had been more sinful than normal. There are people in Texas, in distant family, who are not around my immediate family, but really godly people, like just young people. And they were going crazy. They were going crazy with the sin. And other people I thought of, I think maybe, yeah, one other one, who and all the people I know in my regular life, who I talk to regularly, had been more sinful. I don't know why. For about 10 days or something, until yesterday morning or yesterday or so, or last night. I think it all went away last night. So everyone's like, okay again. And a couple days ago, it was like, that was it. Some bad thing happened out there in the nation or the world, at least in America. And it was scary as crap. It was scary as crap. Some bad things happened out there. I don't know what, but like everybody who I knew in my family, and it was awful. And some others who I talked to like online or things like that, they were being really bad with sin for about 10 days. And as of yesterday, or last night, everything's okay again. And as about 2 days ago, the thing was done that whatever the devil did to everybody. And and it was like we were okay. We made it through when you have Jesus. So I got like way more sinful, and everybody was acting way more sinful. Unless they really had Jesus, I didn't meet anyone who was really Jesus-like enough to like not sin too much other than me. And my kids were okay, but something bad happened with the baby, and she's okay too. She's pretty good. The boys are okay. They weren't that bad at all. They thought that one of them started thinking he'd be like Barron Trump or something, and it wasn't for him, so it was like a little sinful for him. But I don't know how those big political things are, but it's pretty good how it is in America now. And so someone were trying to do like big earthly values things, and it caused them to, well, I don't know, it caused them to sin more, and I sinned more too. It was for about 10 days until yesterday, or about 2 days ago when the thing was done, but it had to like, there's still some residue of the sin that had happened from everyone out there. Everyone out there. It was scary. Other people who I related to out there, who I went and talked to online, because I didn't talk to anyone in person, but I could tell from the computer and the phone how people had been really sinful for about 10 days. I'm thinking if my neighbors got into it or not. Everyone who I had interacted with, I didn't really think about some of the neighbors. Smells. So like somebody just took a morning crap of somebody who I know out there, and the smell came into here somehow. I don't know why. It's terrible. It's terrible. And I don't know if that's real or not, or is that like, I don't know if that's real or not, to smell someone who I knew when they took a crap right now, a morning crap or whatever that is disgusting. And yeah, but I almost gave up this morning on my family. And after all, how difficult it was for those 10 days, and last night, I thought maybe they're bad, but they hadn't been bad before then for years. For years, Danica and the kids were good and okay and normal. She hadn't even been with any men in 5 years or anything like that. And so we were really good. So I hadn't had sex in 7 years, and I still haven't. And I'm like really Jesus-like, but hopefully I'll get to be with my wife. And so last night I woke up, and it was like a dream that she was flying around like Harry Potter on a broomstick, like one of the kids at at the I don't know what. I don't have the rights to whatever it is. And she wasn't really the Harry. Who is Harry Potter? Somebody who's hairy and they make pots. Not the characters we heard of in the movies that they talk about, because I own the rights to it. I don't want to get in trouble for it or whatever. So I'm going to say somebody who's hairy. Somebody who was hairy, and somebody who did pottery. That was her. And she flew around on like some kind of thing. Like she was at some school of kids. And that was like what she did last night in her dreams. In her dreams. And she was good. And the whole time she loved me. And she didn't lust after other men. And when I thought about her, it felt like she flew past me from wherever she was in the skies. And was close to me a little bit or whatever, but it wasn't that close, but it was close. There was love. There's real love there with her, and she saved her. She didn't do anything gross with anybody else, and it was she liked me and was still in love with me, and she was pretty good. So everything went back to normal by last night and this morning. By this morning, and it was okay, but some people are a little like they in Texas. They want to keep Danica to themselves, and they don't want to let her be here or something because they like being with her. I think that's going to end. It's a little sinful. There's like an enabler there with her who enables her to sin a little more, but it's not that bad. And I think she's way better with me because I'm married to her, and there's less sin with me. I have God and Jesus. I'm really godly and good. The worst that I do, here's all the worst sins that I do usually, is I get tempted to lust and I don't do it. My sex drive, I made it as low as possible to not even think about those things. I try to not think about sex or any of those gross things. And if I get tempted, I like walk away from, if there are images on like social media of anybody who looks attractive or anything, I walk away from it. And unless it's like Danica, sometimes I mess up by thinking about her. And so I'm pretty good because God has us still married. And the only other sins, that's pretty much the only one that I sometimes have to be careful of, not be led into temptation to think about being with a woman who I'm married to. That's normal and good. But for some reason, there are other people to think about, and I don't know who they are, but they try to put in some like evil thing as if I would hurt anybody. Because what I used to do is people kept being mean to me and mean to me and mean to me, and then I don't know what, and they try to pretend that my wife is like some evil person. They try to like do that the whole time, like as if like they're okay and they want me to be friends with just regular friends, and like why are you always trying to get your family all the time? They got tired of it and they felt like they were being mean to all of us. But I don't know. But I like single people. That's why they've been in my life too. My wife and kids, of course, and single people, of course, like Al. Al's has been the closest person to me who's single, and Taza. My kids don't fall into a category of single or not. They're children. They're children. They're innocent children. My son's almost 20. No, he's 19. He's 19. He turned 19 this summer. Smells. How are you? But all these single people are in my life. I don't know why God put them there. There's Al. There's well, mostly it's me and my wife who are married, Danica and I. God hasn't separated us. I think about her every day. It's difficult sometimes, and it's me, her, and the kids who I love the most. Well, I love God the most. I have God and Jesus. When I was separated from my family, instead of believing us to have the best on earth and everything, I thought it was about us. And of course, God. But I didn't know God as well as I do now, but I knew God. I always had God. I always had God since I was a child. I did get a little misled in my faith, and I was almost a little bit mean about Jesus for maybe a few months or so of my life and my whole life, and I was a little bit bad sounding the way I talked, but I was still good. But I was pretty bad. And then now there's been like some other guy who's one of my best friends, who's like my best friend growing up. He's really nice and good. And somehow he was like scary, like it was like as if he was like the bad guy with all these like big like military helicopters flying over, but he was like bad about it or something. And like, I have to take your crap. And I was like the good one of it, but what I did was a little bit bad when I tried to act like it was like the military stuff. I was really just driving in some small old little car, acting like I was big and cool. And so we're kind of, in this first world, we play make-believe and stuff, and we think we have an effect on things, and we do. We have an effect on how things are out there, but it's like make-believe. It's not the real military, but we could have an effect more on the country or nation. Look at what Arnold Schwarzenegger did, who wasn't in the military and his father was. It's huge, and when he stepped out of a plane, it was like, I don't know what it was. Somebody thought it was. Somebody thought it was a video of him being skinny and cool or something. But I had to take a crap. Crap fell out of my butt right then when I did. I don't know. I didn't fall out of my butt. I wouldn't do that on camera. I'm not a creep. I'm a regular little person, like I'm like some regular person who lives in a small town. My channel's not even really that big, and I don't care about being the biggest one on earth, being president or any of that anymore. And I realized how kind of small I was. And when you try to be the biggest and best at everything, it's like it doesn't come out how you really thought it would have. It may be hardly any of you. There may be hardly any of you in those big huge things. When you try to do big huge things, there may be hardly any of you in it all. But sometimes God wants you to be the big hugest famous one. But I'm a little scared of it after those past 10 days. It was a little scary to me, or frightening. So I'm happy with my meager little $3,000 a month income, and my house here. It's paid for. That only God lets me know that I own it. And I don't even know. Well, I kind of wrote some legal paperwork with my dad that I kind of own it in some way, but you know, I'd rather have the baby. I'd rather have my family. I'd rather have the baby who's big. But who knows how the other people, and my mom and dad are okay. My mom and the baby's in Texas. She's okay. And Danica is okay. And I got to use the bathroom. So I'm going to play some kind of music, or I don't know what. I won't play any music. I don't know. I'm going to stay in here. I got to use the bathroom. I like to play Poo and Potty Pee by John Birmingham. This is a good time to use the bathroom.
Poo and Potty Pee by John Birmingham.
This is a good time to take a bathroom break, or watch in here and listen to the song. Wherever you'd like to do. I don't know. This was for the baby to teach her how to poo in the potty. Okay, bye. Praise Jesus.